Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Allcarnews, and you join me here today in a really fantastic vehicle. We are in the 2022 BMW X5 50e xDrive, long name, but essentially it is the plug-in hybrid version of the X5, the latest version. That means it has the B58 Inline-6 under the hood, as well as a significantly large battery pack underneath this floor. And honestly, you can get pretty impressive range on it. Fully charged, you can get BMW, at least this car is estimating 50 miles of range. EPA estimates a little bit different, but as we all know in person, BMWs and most German cars in general tend to get way better real world miles per gallon EV range than like what the EPA is quoting, and that's just because of how their testing standards are. This is reading it, all these numbers you're seeing in the vehicle are reading it based off of your individual driving style. The car is essentially being tailored to you as you drive it in a very detailed and specific way, so it's going to know how you drive and adapt those numbers to you. So I've been seeing up to 50 miles of range. We currently have 20 miles of range on pure EV mode and 363 total miles combined. So really still impressive, and it's been half a week already. I really haven't had to put any gas in it whatsoever, though we have been able to charge it just a little bit. But we're gonna put that 20 miles to the test and see how far it actually goes. We have a 28-mile trip to take right now, 54 minutes of a total trip time, and we're probably gonna encounter some traffic, which we'll see how it's gonna do in that. I'm gonna drive in electric mode, and we'll see how far I can go before it switches over back to the hybrid mode. So let's dive in on this little bit of a trip and see how the X5 50e does. Okay guys, we are in the X5 50e here, and we're gonna go head off on a drive. And as you can see here, we have a few different drive modes to play around with. So we have sport, which obviously we don't really want right now. In this particular case, we're gonna see efficiency. So then we have hybrid. We also have hybrid eco pro, and then electric mode. So as you can see here, it's actually saying electric is not available, not possible due to system. That's because I just put it in sport mode and turned the engine on, which is a little annoying to do. So if you want to do a pure EV test, maybe don't put it in sport mode first, because now the engine's going to want to warm up. But we do have it in hybrid eco pro mode right now, and you can see the engine's already just turned off. And the best way to kind of view this information here is go home, and then we can go see our adaptive vehicle content. So that's going to tell you what the vehicle is doing in live time. So right now we're in pure electric drive mode. No gimmicks, we are driving in pure electric. But as you notice, we're in hybrid eco pro, and like I said, there's those two hybrid modes we have here, hybrid and then hybrid eco pro. Hybrid is really just a well balance between sport, electric, and just pure straight up hybrid driving. Hybrid eco pro is going to give you a few more things. It's essentially replacing the eco pro or efficiency mode you're going to find in newer BMWs with this plug-in hybrid system. And what it's going to do is focus more on that electric driving. But when you are flooring it, as you can see here, when you reach over 50% of power, or when the car thinks it's necessary, such as it detects you're going up a hill or a steep incline that you may need more power, it's going to turn on that engine to give you a little more boost, which I think is really smart. And it knows all of your driving conditions. It knows if there's an intersection up ahead. It knows if you're coming to a stop sign, if there's a vehicle in front of you. It's going to take advantage of those opportunities, and it's either going to coast, it's going to come to a full stop using that regen, or help you come to a full stop. It's just really, really an intelligent adaptive system, and it works even better when you use the BMW navigation. They call it this intelligent anticipation. So it's going to anticipate all of these conditions where it can be as efficient as possible, and that is the BMW way. And I think it's really, really smart that they've integrated that technology into this X5 50e. And the best example is right here. It knows there is a curve in the road up ahead, a split. So in 200 feet, it's doing that. Now it's adaptive regenning to charge the battery pack. This will all still do it if you put like your blinker on in some scenarios, especially on a highway, and knows you're coming to an exit. It's going to kind of slow down for you, which I think is really, really smart. So let's continue off on our journey here. And also in hybrid eco pro mode, you're going to see those miles gained. So it's going to account this efficient coasting we have here, where it's not using neither the battery nor the engine, and it's going to count those as miles gained, which is really, really cool. So really impressive system. I like how they have adapted this out of their EVs, as well as the regular mild hybrid and regular combustion lineup, to this plug-in hybrid system. It does take a little bit of getting used to and some familiarity with the BMW kind of language of these systems, but once you kind of get the hang of it, and I hope to help everyone get the hang of it, really incredible powertrain, really strong efficiency numbers as well. And we can view those efficiency numbers with our trip data over here. So I'm going to do this as start of trip for today. First time I'm driving the vehicle today, and we're already averaging 32.6 miles per gallon since we really haven't used the engine much in this driving case over here. But here's an interesting test here. We're going uphill. I'm going to see if it's going to turn on the engine now. So we're only using 50% power still. So it doesn't think we need to turn on the engine here. Let's say there wasn't a car in front of us and we needed to accelerate a little bit more. I think it would 100% turn on the engine for a little short period of time. And we can also see our electric miles driven here, as well as coasting miles as well, with everything completely off. So we've already coasted with a variant of a mile, equivalent of a mile, and drove 1 mile of EV range. So pretty impressive stuff here. So I'm going to actually leave it in hybrid Eco Pro mode for this entire journey, not necessarily electric. I do want to do a full battery charge EV driving mode. Hopefully I'll be able to have the chance to do that this week for you guys. But let's head off and I'll update you guys on this journey. 41 mpg already. Oh, this thing is so good. Okay guys, we're heading out here onto the highway now. As you can see, it's already telling me to slow down because it wants to be as efficient as possible. I actually did input this destination within the BMW mapping system just to see if it can be a little bit more intelligent. And the really cool thing is that once you're out here on the highway, you can actually turn on one of the best features of this vehicle, which is BMW's Driving Assistance Professional Package, where it quite literally just drives itself. And it's so simple and easy to turn on. You press this button, turn it on, and set your speed, and that's it. Pretty easy. And you know, I'm being a little bit basic here with our screens we have on this particular setup right now. So I can put on this gauge, which I quite like. This actually shows, hopefully you guys can see this on camera, this screen is showing our live active consumption in miles per kilowatt hour, as well as our live MPG. So, you know, average already is 50.5 MPG, as well as 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, which actually is quite good. So we're on the highway now. You can see it's blending use. When it does listen to me, it'll open my trip data and adaptive vehicle content, and you'll see what's happening here. So we have this little e-drive here. So it knows now we're driving on efficiency through the BMW navigation system. So it's going to try to be as efficient as possible, especially in combination with this Assist Plus. And yes, I can have my hands off the wheel like that. It's legal within this vehicle on these selected highways. It's just like the Cadillac Super Cruise or Ford Blue Cruise style of system. It all kind of works like that. You have these cameras here watching your eyes, so you're always paying attention. So if I turn away for a second, it's going to say, driver distraction detected, stay attentive, and it will start beeping at you to put your hands on the wheel if you do need so. So otherwise, I like how all these systems combine with each other to work together to give you the best efficiency as possible. And we can go over straight to our vehicle status and trip data to view exactly what's happening so far on this trip. So we're still getting over 40 mpg. We've traveled 4.5 miles, 0.6 miles on electric, and we've done 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour. For a plug-in hybrid, that's all really good numbers to see here. I really like that. You know, my speed's only set to 60. We can set it up to a highway speed, and honestly, in these cases, it'll actually kind of just pick up that speed, sit at it a little bit, and coast when it sees a vehicle in front of you or whatever sort of scenario you're kind of in, which is just really impressive. We also have some nice gauges on here to view what is happening around the vehicle. So here's our assisted view screen, so it sees all the vehicles around us at all times. It even detects the difference between things like a truck and a regular car, and it'll show like a box truck on there. So that's really cool. And I wonder if it kind of will adapt its efficiency per that. And it also has adaptive lane change, so it will change lanes when it thinks it seems fit, but there's a car coming next to us, so it's not going to do so. But I bet you if I change lanes to the right, here we go, it's going to change lanes over to the right just for me like that. So really cool features there. And when, let's say you're in your navigation systems here, it's going to know when you're getting towards an exit, and when you get towards that exit, it's going to want to tell you to, hey, change lanes over there to be on your route and stay on your course. So it's already telling me to do that right now. Really cool stuff here. A lot of fun systems that are intertwining with each other. And like I said, we're still working with hybrid Eco Pro mode, which I think is honestly the best mode to drive this vehicle in. Unless you're doing short trips around town to and from work with that full electric range, I think that's when that electric mode I think makes the best sense. Okay everyone, a little bit of an update. As I expected, we are in indeed traffic, which is perfectly fine, and we are now reduced to 12 miles of electric range on the X5. And let's go back to our efficiency gauge to see how we've been averaging. Oh, 62.9 mpg average and 5 miles per kilowatt hour. So definitely we are now using more of that electric range than the gas engine in this low speed traffic situation. We're still on the BMW navigation as well as the BMW Assist Plus, so it's still kind of thinking for itself. It knows we're on a highway, it knows we're in traffic, it knows all these conditions, so it's taking all that into consideration when giving us these figures, as well as choosing which powertrain to use here, the electric motor versus the gas motor when it wants to regen. A lot of regens happening because we're in the stop and go traffic, so it's taking advantage of that. Let's go back over to our trip settings and see what's happening over here. So it's kind of implementing these exact same numbers that we're seeing right here. 64.3 mpg average, 4.9 miles per kilowatt hour. Like I said, that has gone up because we're now using more of the electric motor. Small electric motor, a lot of weight moving all four wheels is definitely gonna reduce the efficiency on that, but I think it's still pretty cool. It's able to kind of blend between these two powertrains completely seamlessly. I often don't even know when the engine turns on because you honestly don't even feel it. It's so smooth. But it's cool to see we have driven 9.7 miles on pure electric driving this entire trip so far. As you can see, with a 530 merging in front of us here, it knows that it's slowing down, regened a little bit. Really intelligent system here. I really like that. And if you may note up here, there is a rainbow from the crystal iDrive controller that is reflecting everywhere, and sometimes when the light is just right, it will go straight into your face, but it is gorgeous to look at and it does feel really nice. Otherwise, I will give you guys an update on this trip fairly soon, and we'll see where we're at. Okay everyone, we are coming off the highway in just a second, and still, so far, so good with this BMW X5 and its efficiency numbers. I'm actually going to see what it's going to do coming off the highway. I'm not sure if Assist Plus is still on. Assist Plus is on, deactivated for a second there. As now you can see, it's going to ask me to change lanes. I'm going to see if it does it for me. I don't think it will, but I'm going to initiate this lane change now in just a second. The car on the side of the road, you can see it's doing its AR navigation thing. Not sure if that's coming up here. I'm gonna initiate this lane change for it. Okay. Played pause there for a second, and now it is taking itself off the highway here. I'm gonna deactivate now Assisted Drive Plus, and we're gonna go back onto our regular driving system here. So now it knows we're coming to a stop. It's going to start adaptive braking, and it also knows there's vehicles in front of it, so it's not a silly system. But I'm going to go home for you guys here, and we're just going to see what's going on with our efficiency numbers here, because they are mighty impressive still, even after all that traffic on the highway we were just through, which was honestly quite a lot of traffic to be going through, which isn't the most efficient style of driving. So if you can see, hope you can see on camera here, we have 60.3 miles per gallon average over this trip, 4.7 miles per kilowatt hour, which is a little bit on the higher end, but as we know, in all that traffic we were using a lot of that electric motor, more so than the engine, to save fuel and not our electric range. And you know, we started out with 20 miles of EV range. We have 5 still left, so now you can just carry on and finish your destination off highway with that 5 miles of EV range and save even more fuel, which is really nice. 17 miles of pure electric driving on this course of 47 minutes. We've gone almost around 28 miles on this trip, so really impressive figures here. This is a very efficient vehicle for being a BMW X5, and it still drives, handles, and has incredible performance as well. So once we end our journey, I'll take some final numbers for you guys, but we're almost there, and really impressed so far from BMW on this vehicle. Okay guys, we're coming in the end to our journey, and we've traveled 27.3 miles, and we've gone 19.3 of those in pure EV driving, which again, really impressive. So we're just about to pull into our destination, and now we have managed to get up to 65, or it was 65, but now it's 66.4 mpg average over the course of this trip. Again, just really impressive figures. The BMW navigation has been really good over this. It gives you live traffic readouts pretty much everywhere you need to go, which I think I quite like. And it integrates everywhere throughout the vehicle. It's a huge map we have on our heads-up display over there. We have all of these great integrations throughout the vehicle. So how everything blends together, I think, is really a BMW unique thing. I honestly just came out of the new Mercedes E-Class, which is a mild hybrid, not a plug-in hybrid, but there's just a level of synchronization between everything in this vehicle that I still just did not feel in that new Mercedes product. Some things are just, there's just a level of thinking that BMW is going a further step ahead. You know, they may not be ultra luxurious as Mercedes-Benz though, but I think their technology wise is a little bit more intelligent and kind of proactive and anticipates a lot more things for you, which I really appreciate, especially for driving and especially squeezing the maximum amount of efficiency out of a said vehicle. So ending off this journey, we started out with 20 EV miles, like I mentioned. Now we're down to 3 miles of electric range. You know, I think we're still at this number because we were able to use this hybrid eco pro mode. Obviously, if we were in pure electric driving mode, we would not have any more EV range and we would have to default to hybrid mode with that 20 miles left. But with the full 50 miles, 100% I could do this drive on pure EV driving. So that's really impressive. And you know, charge at work, charge it wherever you're going, get more miles and drive back home on pure EV range. So that is the real true plug-in hybrid lifestyle. And when you combine that with a fantastic powertrain that can also be efficient on the combustion side of it, like this B58 under the hood here, and I've been in B58s like M440, M340 models, they can get 35, 36, 37 mpg alone. This is a dream setup, I like to call it, in this particular X5 50e. So really highly recommend this if you're looking for an efficient vehicle. Otherwise, I'm going to end my journey here and thank you guys for watching.